or make you laugh, make you cry like Ain't Life Funny. Ugh.
Well, happy birthday, you old son of a bitch. And just so you know, hey, I can call people old. I'm old. I know what old. Did you just call me
Just joining your
50?
rank.
Did you show that picture of you when you're like a teen?
Oh yeah, I need to show you a picture, Aaron, of me when I was younger. It's gonna alarm you.
You look like
I mean, I saw you at a bowl cut, so I mean, like,
No, dude, this goes into the next level of whiteness that I didn't even know that I had attained. But hold on one second.
you was like an ICP. You were an insane.
No,
he looks
Straight
like
up
he would have been
juggalo.
I look like I'm a Capitol rioter, but I went back in time to the 90s. So hold on. Just tell me if this guy, one, isn't waiting to get into the KKK, or was it going to be at the Capitol riots?
Or divorced.
Yeah, or he's already divorced and has another wife.
Nah, you know you look like.
Dog, I don't.
Ew, nigga, you smell like French fries.
You know who you look like, dog.
I don't get it. I don't get the look. I don't get any of it.
Do not record this part because I just in case that kid listens, because I don't have any hate against this kid, but you look like him in that picture. Is that dude we used to go to school with? I think his name was like Eric or something like that.
Espinoza?
Nah, you remember that big white boy with the little skinny long ass nose like this, and he was like from Florida and kind of douchey and shit, and like.
Is that the one that tried to fight me in the hallway?
Not him, but like he was like his boy kind of though. Like
I think I know who you're talking about, but
I can't remember that kid's name.
Yeah.
Talking about.
Nick, wasn't his name Nick or something?
It was something like that. Yeah, it was. I thought it was Eric or Nick or something. There's too many people, but it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do kind of have that look though. So.
Yeah, you got that straight up Florida like. Man, we're gonna go on my dad's boat, man. Like, you guys want to come?
And hey, then you guys want to do cocaine when we're 12?
Oh God! Well, I mean, we already know that's Florida all day.
Yeah, dude, I just saw this fucking guy. I was trying to think. It was just like some dude we went to film school with, but fuck, I can't even remember. I don't even know if you were there. I conflate the memories where other people were there. I think his name was like Brian. He had like a beard, but oh, dude, it was like, I'm glad that I didn't maintain contact with this guy. I don't even know why he popped up on my Facebook thing, and I don't even know why I was on Facebook, to be quite honest, but I quickly followed that motherfucker.
Like, I was kind of shocked I got as many Facebook notifications as I did, man. Like, I'm kind of just don't care about that shit no more, man. Like, it's weird. I see people still use it, and I'm like, I go in there every once in a while because a couple people I do look at and be like, oh, they're funny, but you can't even look at anybody stuff because then it cuts someone else out of your feed. So
I just use it to promote shit. I'm like, maybe give an update on my family if there's something worth updating a lot of people about, but otherwise I don't know. You ain't gonna catch me on Facebook.
Well, what it is, I've realized if you don't participate in it, it's kind of whack, because then it's like they don't keep sending people your.
Oh, you still there? Oh, you're back now. You kind of cut out.
Yeah. The internet might be fucked up. No. But yeah, I'm saying, it's just weird in like Facebook because it's like if you don't interact with other people, then you don't show up on their feed as much either. You know what I'm saying? So like you kind of have to be social, but like it didn't used to be like that. It just used to be, you could just randomly post and, be mixed in with everybody else. So I don't know. I don't really fuck with it no more, man.
It was just new whenever, when we were younger, that shit was new.
Right.
Now it's like I keep telling everybody, it's like whenever that shit started, I never would have thought my mom would be using that as a priority, getting
Right.
mad that I don't reply to messages and stuff, but
Right.
that's everyone's using it now. And honestly, I just don't need to know that much about people anymore. I'm good. Like
That's all I'm saying.
if we're cool, then hit me up. If not, I loaded it up and I never even checked like the messenger a lot, but I went down unless I'm sending you a picture for a poster or something to
Right.
my mom. I went down the list a little bit and like there was like 5 people that have been trying to like hit me up from like high school. I was like, oh, I missed that. Sorry.
Hey, my bad. But nah,
Oh, shit.
I noticed something a long time ago, just in terms of all social media and shit, which I felt was funny. And I heard a comedian say this. He was like, I don't watch TV anymore. He was like, I just watch it all. He was like, watching someone have a fucking social breakdown or just like,
meltdown.
yeah, just going ham on fucking Instagram or Facebook, and it's like you don't really know who they're talking to or about, but then like you see what they're like the interactions are going on, and it's like just weird to see like when people, I guess like they don't got nobody else to talk to or whatever, but it's just like they be trying to like air out grievances and talk through shit in their heads because they don't got buddies to like just talk one-on-one with them and kind of shit their shit straight. Because it's like, bro, you do not need to be like, I've literally seen someone be like, when someone tells you something, you gotta do it or else you a liar too. Like that. And then like somebody will post just something like random underneath, like, damn, I hope you're okay, big brother. Like, man, just watching out for you, man. It's like, I'm fine. It's not my problem. It's somebody else. It's like,
all
like,
capped, like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like this person was trying to just look out for you. They don't got nothing to do with what you going on. Like, chill. But it's just weird. People get like that. And it's like, dog, this is not the time or place for any of that. And on top of everything else, nobody cares.
Yeah, I just like the passive aggressive when you can tell somebody's mad at just in general, and they're like, kind of funny when you say some shit, and then a motherfucker will stab you in the back. But it's like, this is directed to one person,
Right.
And
the entire
I'm gonna
world
watch
has now
the
seen
rest
this.
of this unfold now.
Right. It's like, and on the 7 o'clock show for this evening, we have Rochelle Simpson, who apparently has some grievance with someone she works with. Let's see it out.
I think everybody just uses it now. As it's like, okay, how am I doing against the people that used to be my peer? Like, you just use it to compare. Like, well, that guy's in jail. I'm doing good.
Right. It's like, I'll beat that kid. It's like, I mean, to me, what's funny about all that is that it's weird how in the beginning of your life, there's a measuring system. And then when you get out of like school and all that shit, there's a whole entirely different measuring system that like none of any of that shit even matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just to set you up for like the real game. And it's weird because like you would think they would explain that a little bit better to you throughout school. Like, I think some people get that knowledge in their head, but like a lot of people, man, like I don't think that they really like understand. You got to be like solid. Like, if you really want to be like a true success, just like the best formula I could think is like, you got to kind of like keep it together until you like 35. And then you can start fucking off real hard. But like, nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you start fucking off the second you get out of college and shit. And it's just like, oh, well, you know.
Or when you're in college, you're like, hey, my mom and dad are next to me telling me to do shit. I'm about to just chill for 3 years for no reason.
Right, that's what I meant to say. Because I mean, like, you see it freshman year, dude. Like, there's always that one kid in every school that didn't do shit. Like, literally, it's like we all went to class, and like you always see that kid. He's like, "Damn, you still in the dorm, bro?" Like, yo, like, the fuck, like, do you go to school? Like, maybe I'm just don't got the same schedule as this.
I was like that kid, dude. I basically for a while was just hanging out with the kids I went to class with, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I was doing like, I went to college, realized that I couldn't do it in a year, went to community college after that, but I was still friends with all the college kids that I started with. So, I mean, it is funny as you keep going though, where, you know, year one, when you're a freshman, you don't know what to expect. A guy that doesn't go to class all the time, it's like, oh, this guy's cool, you know, like this guy's partying. But then like year 3, it's like, like you said, are you still even going to school here? And you find out like, nah, I'm just, you know,
But it happens to everybody though, dude. I'm telling you, I feel like every person that I've ever seen in college hits that wall where it's just like, Oh, they just said, fuck all this shit. Like some kids, you know, they'll stick to it and kind of their slack off isn't as hard, you know what I mean? But like even the tightest of the tight, you'll see them where it's just like, oh, this motherfucker is living their life today, bro. It's like, I feel you, man, because you got to do that shit, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's that one guy, you know, like maybe that's Jeff Bezos. He just kept it tight, you know what I'm saying, from start to finish. And then it was just like, yeah, dog, like, but I'm sure he dicked around too, you know what I mean? And probably, you know, everybody
I don't really
fucked
know
up.
shit about that guy. You know, it's like Elon
He's
Musk, you
cyborg,
have all
bro.
these fucking, like, you can see him throughout the years and see sort of how he's sort of, at least how visually he's evolved and what his career's been. But it's like, what has Bezos done before Amazon? Was
I
he
thought
just
he
in that
was.
sector in some way and he just developed Amazon, or?
Yeah, because Amazon was like a bookstore and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like an online bookstore. And then he just kept doing stuff from there and made Kindle and all that. I mean, I guess the shit just started paying off for him and stuff. But I mean, like, I would be totally 100% to believe that Jeff Bezos is made in a lab somewhere. Like, I don't know, man. I think they do that with a lot of different, like, I mean, I feel like they can do that, dude. Like, I don't think that's that far-fetched of a technology. It's probably way easier than we even realize to just like, you know, bioengineer just like some genius and then just put him into society and you wouldn't know. Like he just mixes in with all of us and you just, you know, like, oh, I went to school with that kid, but like he would move around all the time, or you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got vague memories of him. So like he existed, but you never got to really know him, you know what I'm saying? And then he just became that. And it's like, oh yeah, I do remember that guy. Like, damn. But you know, everything about that dude is weird, man. Like, why a bald white guy that doesn't come off as a white supremacist, like somehow he plays that off, like that's in itself is something that I can't explain. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Joe Rogan bald headed, he ain't a white supremacist. Does he come off like one? I don't know.
He doesn't come off like a white supremacist, but Joe Rogan comes off like he gonna go shoot a deer in the face.
My
like,
wife just yelled, yes, he does come off as a white supremacist.
Oh, well, then there you go.
I mean, sorry, Joe, you come off as a white supremacist. My bad.
He's got tats. He's into jujitsu and you know, like shit like that. He fucking hunts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally can see where someone would get that, but I'm not saying racist. I'm just saying comes off like that.
It's like you said, don't look like a pedophile. Pedophiles look like me. Same thing.
Well, like saying like Jeff Bezos.
Fuck you for that. But just sorry.
But no, like think about, you're the one that keeps bringing it up. I didn't say it once.
Because I'm hurt, Aaron. Because I'm hurt.
I apologize, man. What else can I do, man? But
why do I look creepy, y'all?
But no, Jeff Bezos doesn't even have like a hunter vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that. But he's a bald white guy, so sometimes he pulls that off. So even that in itself is a mystery. You know what I'm saying? And you might be right.
I just gotta say, Aaron, first of all, we're 10 minutes into the podcast, and before I could even say happy birthday, like fully, you're on to Jeff Bezos is a manufactured in a lab and he's a robot. So
not a robot. Android.
Drip is just completely fucking. You're the king of it, dude. You're the king. I bow down to it.
Bro, I just be connecting dots, man. You started this when you told me he was running for president, and then I was like, damn, that's what it is. They trying to get a cyborg in the motherfucking office and shit. It makes perfect sense.
It's easier, man. And also, it is kind of, it's creepy that somebody that rich, you don't have any, go back and try to look up what he was doing back in the day. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's no track record. Like, homeboy from Apple. What was that guy's name? The dead dude?
Steve
you saw
Jobs.
His whole career unfold. Bill Gates, you saw him as a kid and stuff. Bezos, he appeared like in the 90s, and then he was just Bezos.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I feel like, you know, like anybody that ever knew him, it's just like a vague, like they'll be like, oh yeah, I went to school with him, but he like guaranteed he didn't graduate with him. Or then like he came in his senior year and he graduated his senior year. Like I'm gonna do some more research into it. I'll let the people know, you know, do a little bit of deep digging and find out some history. That's just looking up Wikipedia for anybody that doesn't know. Man, it's funny because it's like when you're on the internet, dude, like the one thing that really I think is not taught well enough, and like it's so funny because you hear all these like internet gurus and speech people now and like young pharaohs and shit. They don't make people cite their sources at all on the internet, dude.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
And it's like, I was laughing at it because I was listening to some shit. Young Pharaoh was talking about that CPAC thing, and he got disinvited, and he's like explaining like what he was trying to do and all this, and like he was talking about he had debated a religious person before, and he was like, and I smoked this dude. Yeah, he couldn't say nothing, and I was like, I don't think you like, because I watched this with that debate. I was like, you didn't really smoke that guy intellectually. He just looked dumbfounded by the remarks you were making to the point where he's like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, you don't win an argument because
See,
you just...
this motherfucker's speechless. He's speechless. He can't even say nothing.
It's like, no, what you're saying doesn't have a response, sir. Like, where did you get this information? Like, he literally like is telling this dude, he's like, yeah, and white people got monkey DNA and rat DNA and all this crazy shit that he's saying, and the dude is just looking at him like, okay, well, I'm not here to talk about that. I was just talking. You wanted to talk about the religious stuff, so
I'm not a doctor, but I'm 100%. I'm not made of rat and lizard.
All right, it's just like, bro, I don't know how to explain any of what you're talking about, because like the first thing I would have said to somebody doing that is like, well, then how does a white person and a black person make a child then? You know what I'm saying? Like if there was a part that their DNA isn't the same, like you're saying, like how does it work? Like, you know what I mean? Like hit them back with
Why
some
isn't there a
questions,
mutant rat kid walking around looking like Master Splinter?
tons of things, but then he'll probably hit you with some shit like, oh, some of them born with tails and shit.
Yo,
and,
you ever heard of Mesopotamia? They had lizard people walking around in there in diapers, and they used to collect their feces and eat it, and that's how we became human beings, y'all.
Right, and I'm just like,
wait,
please.
In First Corinthians, it does not mention.
That's exactly how that debate went. Like, that's literally exactly word for word how this debate went, right? So, like, just me, I just wanted to be like, can you please just open up a book anywhere and show me where you got this information from, other than this craziness that you speaking? Because
let me bring up my PowerPoint that I did on the lizard people and their genitalia. Let me bring it up real quick.
And then it's just it's a PowerPoint of just a bunch of pictures and YouTube images and shit, and it's like
a Photoshop picture of a male dick with scales on it. I don't get this.
Exactly, dude. He had the Photoshop picture of Biden with the KKK dude that he was trying to say was real. He literally gave a 3-hour yelling Instagram rant where he was like, that's why y'all don't need to be voting for this motherfucker. And it's like, bro, that picture has been shown to be Photoshop, like, and not even good Photoshop, because if you look at it, like, look at this shit. Like,
it's just what I do for our posters. It's like a political ad. Joe Biden would have you think that he loves everyone, but look at this photo of him with every member of the KKK. It's just like a Where's Waldo with Joe Biden in it. Like, honestly, this isn't real, sir.
I feel like that would be the greatest ad. Like, that's how I'm going to run for president when I finally, speak on my candidacy. Well, that's 20 years down the road still. I got to clean up a few more. Got to bury a few more skeletons.
2024, y'all.
I gotta put a few more skeletons in the closet and make sure they stay locked and shit. But what I was gonna say is this is the best ad, right? You just do a whole bunch of shitty Photoshop and just like put yourself in like the Avengers and shit, and then just like be like, anything can be faked and called fake news, but if you look, anything is possible. And then you just show yourself just shining and winning the whole time.
You know what I mean? Put deep fakes of your face on like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator and stuff. Like, this is real. This is what's possible. And then,
at the end, you just be giving a speech where it's just the greatest shit ever. You just be promising people the world, where it's just like, yeah, and then I'm gonna give everybody $1 million check, and then y'all all gonna be rich like me. And guess what? We gonna all get big ass houses, and then we gonna stunt on the other countries, and we gonna be balling, and we gonna all be unified. And it's just gonna be like, damn, this shit is great. Like, they just be like, anything's possible, bro. So then it's basically just promising the world and absolutely nothing at the same time. It sounds like the greatest idea ever, dude. Cause that's what they do.
That's all you do. I mean, you just explain politics. So I'm in. I can edit, so I can have a job making the videos. I'm good.
Oh yeah, maybe we do need to get this 2024 ad going in. Shit, man.
All it takes is like one ad. We just get you, put you in with like, I don't know, just what's that one song where all the celebrities sang? It was like Hands Across America or whatever. Just put you in there. Yeah, We Are the World. We just do a new version of that.
Right. I'm just in the background.
Yeah.
in the background hitting high notes and shit.
Get Barack in there, just like we'll deep fake Barack, the Obamas in, you know. We
It's
don't
like
even
Aaron
have to have
also-
them there, Aaron. That's the thing. Like we can
Yeah.
just deep fake it and just if we can get somebody that knows how to do that. Granted, I can't pull that off, but
Aaron is the greatest man to ever walk the planet. Well,
here's him with Albert Einstein. Here's him with Ronald Reagan before the
Right.
bad times. Here's him, you know, with Gandhi.
I mean, like it could just be like, put you in Scooby Doo, you pulling the mask, and it's like Hillary and shit. Like, and he do another one and it's Donald Trump. It's just like he's solved every mystery the world has ever known. Like,
Yes, I hope he dies, and I hope he burns in hell. You just get
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson to talk about how bad Trump was and how good you'll be, and just like, you know, you do his thing, get celebrities to shit on Trump because that's easy. That's you can find that. That's
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm just
5
gonna follow
minutes
the
work,
blueprint. I'm
you
just gonna
know.
be like, I'm outside the establishment, and then I'm gonna bag on both sides, not just a Republican or Democrat, and then I'm gonna be like, that's why y'all need to get down with me. I'm the new member of the ultra progressive conservative party, and it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna just try to appeal to everybody. We're gonna be fucking second arms friendly, LGBT friendly, motherfucking black, Spanish, immigration friendly. Everybody getting stimulus checks. Everybody getting their college
Weed's
paid.
legal. We all
Yeah,
love
weed's
each other.
legal.
You can
Yeah,
have
bruh.
guns. You can
Yeah.
fucking get high.
Yeah.
You can, you know, not
Yeah.
wear. You can wear a mask, not wear a mask. You do you.
Yeah.
It's called the You Do You
Yeah.
party.
Yep, all that. Like basically, basically they would just be like, this dude has the worst plan to run the country, but everybody likes it. Where it's just like, look, man, whatever gonna keep us out the least amount of shit, like that's what we gonna do. Like, how, like, what's the problem? Everybody hungry and need money and shit. All right, cool. Everybody will
Need
get
a
some money.
check? I
Everybody
got
get
you.
some
Call
food.
me. If you call
Yeah.
me direct, I will write
Yeah,
a
I
check
got
to
you, bro.
you.
I got you, bro. Like exactly. They just would be like, damn, man, like this dude really is kind of fixing shit on the low, but like he ain't fixing shit. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, what's different? What is the difference?
Here's what I would
tell him
institute.
what.
I would be like, you're not going to know any of my politics, but once a day, every day of the year, we're going to do a raffle of everyone that has a registered social security number. And if you win, we give you $1 billion. Every day of the year, one person becomes a billionaire overnight. So
Oh,
just on
man.
that, I'm not going to tell you shit else.
I mean,
I'm a nice guy. I'm from Ohio. And no matter what, if you vote me in office, one person a day is going to have their lives. By the end of my 4-year term, there's going to be a lot of billionaires out there. So just the vote for me is a vote to maybe win that lotto. So
hey, man,
holla.
that's a kind of not a bad platform to run on, man. I feel like
You
everybody
vote
got
for
a
me. I
chance
can
now.
see it in your eyes. You would
Yeah.
vote for
Hey,
that.
man, I can see people scheming on it. They'd be like, man, that's not a bad little idea right there, man. I don't know.
But you can't fuck with the system because I'm gonna put everyone's name in that shit and just roll it around like a fucking
Right.
bingo parlor every day. That's my press conferences. Oh, let's see who's about to get money today, y'all.
President
Oh.
Lotto. I mean, honestly, I don't think either one of the policies that we're speaking on like would be that bad in the short term because, like I said, at least it seems like something's getting done in the eyes of the people. And then at the same time, it's like they just wasting money and fucking around anyways. Like I'm doing the same shit. Like I'm just giving the money to different people. Like I'm not giving the money to people that already got bread. Like that's the only change. In it.
Yeah. And that's my other caveat. Here's the other caveats. If you got $1 billion, you can't win. If you got 100 million, you're not in. This is for people that need money. And where am I going to get this money, Aaron? Where can I possibly get $1 billion a day just to give out? I'm taking us out of all these other countries. Defense budget, it's as minimum as it can go. All that bomb money is going to give somebody a new life money, and that's my policy.
Hey, but no, on some real though. Okay, so on some real though, like enough joking with politics shit, but like think about this: with the much money that they do spend on the military budget and shit, do you think that if we just did stop fucking around with everybody, like you said, and just like came home and was like, yo, we ain't gonna mess with none of that shit no more. Like, unless y'all ask for it, you know what I'm
All
saying?
of
Like,
the problems that we're talking about, so like with money and the poor, they're solved.
well, this is what I'm saying. Do you think that any other country would like revenge wise be like, oh, they left, we gonna come over there and come get some get back? Because like that's what I don't understand. Like people act like
Nobody's
they're in
going to
any other
attack
country, like,
us, man. That's
yeah,
the thing.
you know
It's
what I'm
like,
saying?
here's
Like,
what we'll lose. Any stability, like those regions that are unstable that I guess depend on us being there, which I don't even believe in that.
that's what I'm saying.
Whatever, there's going to be upheaval there, but it's like, that's how it works. Like, we're a country, we're not the cops of the world. So if that
Right.
goes on, it's going to go on. And if we have to step in, if it's like a World War II thing where, hey, this can't keep spreading like
Well,
this,
that's what
we
the
gotta
UN is
step
supposed to
in,
be.
then that's what you do. I mean, that is what we used to be. It was like, if
Yeah.
we got to, we'll step in. But if you don't fuck with us, we can have a relationship, a nice don't fuck with me, don't fuck with you type situation. So
Yeah, man.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know. I just find it
anybody,
interesting.
I think, would something happen? Yes. But if I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on,
Ain't My Funny Podcast presents Conspiracy Time.
I would say that they would do like a false flag type shit would go on so that they could get us back into being overseas again. And
Right.
they say, well, look what happened. We got to be in location,
Right.
whatever, because of this, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like it's so like that we probably, done so much dirt now. We could obviously never do that, but I would be curious to think like Russia, would they just be like, oh, well, they stopped coming and fucking with us, so now we just gonna scheme in the dark and plan an attack? It's like we really was like, yo, we ain't like we good, like for real, like no more of the bullshit, y'all. We all China, we chilling, Russia, we chilling, like everybody, like Middle East. Everybody do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't fuck with nobody. We ain't fucking with y'all. Like, if everybody could really just agree to that shit and, like, we really showed a sign that was going to pull out, I feel like the world could be, I think people could really ride on that, man. Because then if somebody do something after that, then it's like, you're the bad guy now. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just
Like, anybody
protecting
do
your
something.
borders, but it's like that shit don't, you see what happened when somebody did fuck with us even a little. They've never fucked with us like our actual country. It's always Hawaii or some shit. And in that
Well, the way
case,
they fuck with us now is cyber wise, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like,
And then
you
we
know what I
can't
mean?
stop that. Being in the country physically, militarily, is not going to stop that. You know,
Right,
some
right.
nerd can make that happen. It's just not anything you can control.
Well, they're saying they got to be on the ground to have response to things
Yeah,
like that.
well,
So they got to already
well, we
be there
have
to do
planes that
something.
can get you there within a day. You're good.
That's what I
Know what I'm
mean. Like,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like being occupied there, like being in those places, gives them reason to want to do something to us now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like because we in they shit and we're
Yeah.
interfering with their
Well, for
interests. You
sure,
know what I'm
like the
saying?
Middle East, for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Now,
there's
don't
so
get me
many
wrong.
different sides in that battle. There's so many
Yeah.
different little cliques that we're fucking with. And no matter who it is, we've dropped bombs on all those people's homes. So you can't tell me, even if they do support us in theory, that there's people on the ground that you see this all throughout the Middle East conflict, that we fuck them up with bombs, and then that just engenders their hatred of the U.S.
Right.
in general, because we shouldn't have been there in the fucking first place.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man.
And
Like
we
I
know
would find it
that. Like,
interesting.
it's been told to us and verified over and over again by us and other countries that why we initially went into the Middle East was some bullshit. And so it would suck to do all that fucked up shit, and I guess not fix it all, but I don't think that you can fix it all because it was there before we were there. And pulling out, to me, is probably the better option because you can't do any more damage. You know,
Right.
maybe you
Well, that's
don't
what I'm
know
saying.
what's going on, but I feel like that game of knowing intelligence isn't done by having the military right there. That's done through cyber shit and
Right.
spy shit that we don't have any knowledge of, really.
Right. Well, I mean, that's all that stuff is linked interchangeably and hand in hand because I'm sure the military budget is somehow attached to that as some sort of like, because I don't know what the CIA falls under. I mean, I feel like that's part of the defense budget as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what is their part of that money that they're getting versus, the Army versus the Navy Like, we don't even know that in our country. You know what I'm saying? Like that's information that nobody's privy to. So like even seeing that, I feel like will blow a lot of people's minds. If you saw how much money that really was right in front of you on a table. And like I said, if you were to try to make a shift in the world, like me as a leader, like I would go to other countries with this idea and be like, yo, can we really decide we ain't gonna pick the guns up no more? Like we gonna chill in the mindset of being a better place and trying to like work as one. You know what I'm saying? I get everybody's like afraid of that one world government shit. It's like, I'm not saying that we're going to come in and change what everybody doing. I'm just saying that we all agree to let everybody live. You know what I'm saying? And like, now if you go into another country and you invade their shit, you know, against the law, and then you start blasting, then like I said, the world need to go deal with that shit. It don't need to be that it's like, oh, well, we here.
And then that's a World War II type situation where it's like allied countries say this can't have, it's not just us going, yo, everybody, look at this fucked up shit, join up or die, or, you know, whatever. It's that ain't the way to be about that shit.
Well, also because in that there's always going to be skewed shit. Because I mean, like even if we agreed, like okay, like yeah, like we're going to all be peaceful, then somebody could make it look like one country attacked another when they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But like. I feel like all that needs to be like, it needs to be a global tribunal court system. You know what I'm saying? Where like you get held up against the country of your peers. You look at the actions, you get the orders. You know what I'm saying? Like everything got to be done on the books. Cause like, that's the problem really is that like there shit is done.
That, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Did you trust anybody to, that's kind of, I was having a discussion with my wife just about, we talk about precedents all the time.
Yeah.
And I just worry about something that's like globally. First of all, just to go back to what you were saying about what if we did it, like as the United States, I think, you know, there's so many blockades and like walls up that would prevent this from happening. But in some world and universe where this was possible, where we could just literally, everything's the same. Like tomorrow or 10 years down the line, there's some guy we've never heard of that's president. You're president, and you say, guys, here's the real deal. We've been out in all these countries. We've had reasons to do that, some good, some bad. But in this day and age, I, as the president of the United States, and we as a country think that the best option that we can do for our people, for globally, all in all, is to pull all of our military out of anywhere that's not our country. So whatever that goes, whatever the hurdles are for that, we make that happen. But in my mind, if you did that, there's always going to be somebody that does it first. You know, Sweden always is like a country that's like, we're completely neutral. We don't pick sides. And that's been kind of a weird thing, but there's never been a country that just is kind of Buddhist Zen about it, that just goes, we have the ability to fuck you up, but we're not going to outwardly we're just going to protect ourselves, and everything else, the global economy is going to continue, all that stuff, but we as a military are only going to be here. I think that'd be crazy. It would be cool to me, and in theory, and I guarantee you the budget that we throw into arms, all the military that's out there, all the bases, all the money that goes into that, like you said, I mean, it's trillions of dollars. If you even took 50% of that budget and put it to fixing whatever problems we have as a country here, like low income, no income, bad areas, you know.
It's not even, bro, like I'm not even saying fix shit like that. Fix shit like this. Rivers, dams, power systems, nuclear power plants,
all of that infrastructure,
like roadways,
homeless, food shortages, all that shit. I bet if you put all the money you put to even the R&D of the military, that you would have so much extra money that those problems would become minuscule within maybe a decade. It wouldn't be the most like an instantaneous thing, but you would have extra money to put into schools to make all of it better in here and not worry about all this. Like, it's like we have an insurance policy in every country in the world. Like, well, in case somebody pops off here, we got some guys here ready to go. Well,
you know what a lot of that is them protecting business interests is really what a lot of people, that's why it's like fucked up too, because like if you know the story of like the Dole Banana Company, where they basically went into like the Caribbean and grew bananas and shit and like enslaved the people through business, you know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of what we do, because we let private industry get footholds because they're American companies in other countries, you know what I'm saying? Like making mining contracts and shit like that. And like, then we'll back that up with our military, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, they're going to hold true to this because like we got boots on the ground that are protecting those people, you know what I'm saying? Because like we've heard the stories, like there have been soldiers out there protecting pipelines of oil and shit, you know what I'm saying? Those are private companies, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like the government don't got a United States government oil selling company, you know what I'm saying? Like that's Exxon, that's fucking somebody in the OPEC or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like that's somebody important money that they protecting right there through the government, you feel me? Like that's the defense budget, like that shit has happened, you know what I'm saying? So like we can't sit here and act like it's all noble that we're out there like for some greater good. Like that's why I feel like it's really, they'll never do it, because obviously that's really what they're doing. It's like they had the boots on the ground to protect the money interest in a lot of
There's like
places.
a million,
you know?
million reasons why somebody could be like,
Yeah, a million
well, if you
reasons. Yeah,
pull
million.
out, everyone's gonna die there. And it's like, well,
Right.
then what do you say at that point? You know?
Well, I mean, to me, like with the whole life or death thing, like I do understand there are situations like that, but then I feel like you need to go in there with the true problem solving acclimate and then use some of that technology, because it's like, okay, who is the person that wants to kill everybody? Like if you're in the Congo and it's like, you know, General Butt Naked or whatever the fuck, it's like, okay, they can find General Butt Naked on the real now. You know what I'm saying? Like even like that Osama bin Laden bullshit, like when it's all said and done, they found Osama bin Laden if you really believe the tale. So like anybody can be God at this point. You feel me? Like it ain't like you can't, like you can just go bunker down somewhere and they're not gonna get to you, dog. So to me, it's like, okay, General Butt Naked is out here killing people and making child soldiers and shit. So he's against the treaty of the World's Peace Organization that we are now. We're gonna go in there, find this dude, solve the issue, like hold him up to court, figure out what the fuck is going on, and then get to the bottom of this shit. Because like to me, it's like the opposite is really, it's like, well, we just gonna send some guns down there, some planes, and put peacekeepers and shit, and then y'all just shooting at each other for the next 30 years from across some 2-mile marker. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's going on here, y'all? Like this shit is fucking whack as fuck. Like stop this shit. You know what I mean? Like that whole North Korea, South Korea shit. It's like we really can't figure this out, y'all. It's like we that different that we sitting here doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a demarcation zone.
It's so small too. It's like you guys are looking at each other. There's
Yeah.
literally this line that you can't cross
Yeah.
right there. It's so fucking stupid.
Right. It's like, so we really doing this, y'all. It's like, imagine if that was like your neighbor, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like
that's what they're trying to get to happen out here. If you really want to be conspiratorial,
Yeah.
because everyone's getting
For real.
pissed off at all these states, and I mean, rightfully so. It's like now the thing is, people like adjusting the mask mandate, saying like, "Oh, you don't need this," or "We're not going to observe these rules for COVID." And as soon
Right.
as somebody says that, good or whether it's educated or not, it's one side or the other. You know.
Well, you know what's weird? I was thinking about this today. I did forgot my mask or whatever, so I went to go buy one in the store. So I just went to like the front and was like, yeah, like nobody was up there at first, and like then some lady came out the back. She's like, "Oh, thank you for actually buying a mask and wanting to wear one." I was like, "Yeah, mine just broke." You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need a new one real quick. I'm not, trying to be up in the store without one and shit. And I said to her, I was like, honestly, I don't think I ever really want to not wear a mask again. Now knowing that they're saying COVID is going to be something that is going to technically always be in the atmosphere. It's like the flu now. So why would you want to not wear one? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like everybody can say whatever. It's like, oh, my freedoms and all this. I saw some video, some dude went into Trader Joe's popping off about that shit. And it's like
Makes me sick, dude. So
well, he's like,
sick.
"Oh my, y'all teaching the kids the wrong thing." He had like his daughter with him. He's like, "Y'all doing this in front of my daughter. I can't believe this. Like y'all teaching them wrong. Like we have to stand up for our freedoms." And I'm like, I understand like you feeling like they're trying to put something on you that you don't want to, but you already acquiesce to the law, dog. Like if you're gonna say that you're a law-abiding citizen, then when they make a new one, you can't stand up to it unless it's everybody's out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like if the new law is go kill kids or some shit, then yeah, like obviously everybody need to get on one accord to be like, let's rise up. But if the new law is for your safety and the safety of others, please wear this on your face until we can figure this out. Like that's what they're asking. They're not saying like, hey man, like we gonna take your gun away. They're saying to help yourself. It's like wearing a seatbelt. You know what I'm saying? Like help yourself when you're driving, but also for everybody's safety, we should all put our seatbelt on, because if you don't, you're gonna fly out the windshield and not just kill yourself, but you might land on somebody and kill their ass too. Like shit is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? So like it's the same concept, just in a different way. But you want to bust off on like your freedoms and shit. Like it's some stupid shit to me. You know what I mean?
Common. It's just common decency, and honestly,
keeping
I
yourself
have a
safe.
way more radical perspective about that aspect of it. Just because, to me, like honestly, because I do have a cancer history, I have a lower immune system than people. So for me, I have to wear the mask anyway. And to just say willy nilly like you don't got to wear that, or just do what you just said, pop off in public and try like fuck that guy because he's trying to also use his kid like as some sort of like
shield, dude. Like he
shield,
literally
basically,
like
against public
bust his
opinion.
way. He bust his way past
Fuck
the people at the
him.
front. They was like, "Yo, you can't come in here." And he's like, "This is some bullshit." And then he even whispers to his kid because he's like filming the whole thing. He's like, I'm just gonna come in here and make a point, and then I'm gonna grab a couple things, and then we're gonna go to Whole Foods because this is ridiculous." And it's like when you went to Whole Foods, you probably put the mask on, didn't you? I bet.
Yeah, I bet you did, man. And
Yeah,
also, but my thing is, if it's like you said, it's a common courtesy thing. If you're gonna get an old person sick, if there's people that can get it and get sick, we know it's real. So don't be coming out in public and going COVID's fake. That's not the case. And you could say it is or whatever.
Something killing. This is my thing. Something's killing everybody. So like that's
something.
And
is.
like my thing is, if you're a regular person on the street like you and me, you're gambling on the fact that you've heard enough YouTubers and so-called doctors to stand up and be like, "Man, this shit is some bullshit," for you to go out there and be like, "Oh, I ain't gonna put this mask on." Like, even if you don't think it's real, it's like, my thing is this. Okay, don't think it's real. Something isn't like, if somebody told you, like, if you seen the movie Pathogen or whatever the fuck, like, if you was in that movie and it was like, "Yo, put the mask on, it's gonna help you a little bit." Like, it might not save your life, but hey, man, at least it's better than nothing. Wouldn't you do that? Or if you was in Alien or some shit and they got whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the fuck movie it is where there's something in the air and it's getting niggas and shit, like, you need to be like, "Yo, I'm gonna at least put the suit on. I'm gonna at least put the
and
get
it ain't
the gun
even
in my
a
hand."
suit, Aaron. It's just putting a couple
like,
things on your ears and walking around for a little bit.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, you would think people would be wise enough at some point to say that to themselves. Like, man, like, I'm a chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go out there and do this craziness, you know what I'm saying?
I just
like,
think it's a common courtesy thing and it's a common decency thing because there's people that are immunocompromised that, like, just in general, if you went around them, you'd have to put a mask on just because even if COVID didn't exist, like when I was in the cancer ward, you had to put a mask on, or there were people that you had to do that. So you're saying, like, in that case, would you do it? Well, then do it now because it's something that not even just one person, like a very special type of person can get, potentially anyone can get it. So fuck you if you don't want to put it on. And if you want to take it off or like pull it down when you're not around people, have at, dude. I'm not trying to get on anybody. I will never say anything to anybody in public. I'll judge you if I see some crazy shit like that. But that's just some fucking bullshit that people can't. It's not like you said, the freedom thing. They ain't locking you in a cage, bro. Like,
what I'm saying,
put the fucking mask on. You like get in a security guard's face and fucking try to go. The people that you're yelling at are not the people making the decision. So first and foremost, don't do that shit.
Right. I mean, but dude, it's crazy, man. But like, to me, like I said, I'm even on a bigger, more selfish kick than that. Literally for your own safety. Why wouldn't you do that shit? Like, that's where I come from with, like, I like, you have a way more noble reason. Like, and I totally agree with you too. Like, for other people's safety and like people that are immunocompromised, like, I totally agree with all that too. But I'm just saying, like, even in my own mind, the simplest connection I can make for my own selfishness, I don't know none of these people. I don't know what y'all been doing. You motherfuckers could have been out here, you know what I'm saying, tongue kissing doors and shit, and now they licking all up on the fucking cash register where I gotta touch.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, any
I'm
fucking
with
thing.
You on that, for sure.
People digging up their nose, scratching in their ass, all that shit. Like, to me, I'm just to the point where it's like, man, honestly, like, I should just wear this all the time. So, then just change them out, buy the little disposable one. So it's like, if nothing else, I'm keeping my face clean. Because my sister made a valid point. She was like, my little sister was like, man, it's weird. I'm not gonna not wear a mask because I went through all of the cold and flu season and I ain't gotten sick. She was like, I usually get sick this time of year, at least once. She's like, I ain't caught nothing. And me, I don't get sick a lot, but it's like, well, damn, if someone that does kind of get sick catches something and they haven't, and then it's like, well, then me, the one or two little colds I get, if I wear the shit too, I probably won't get sick neither. Like, sound like a good idea to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not do that shit?
I mean, exactly.
You know what I mean? And plus the air dirty anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you live in LA, I live in
especially out here, man.
Shit,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't healthy to just breathe the regular air.
Going to a grocery store, dude. It was
honestly, it's not a bad idea.
there was we saw this dude, like you can see the homeless people in our grocery stores because they never have masks. They're just like sneaking around trying to do whatever.
Yeah.
And we walked in and I was like, what the fuck? And this crazy crackhead runs by and you can see that like there's a security guard chasing him and he looks back and he tries to grab like whatever was right near the door, which I think was like breadcrumbs, like big dried bread, just to grab something to be a dick. And the fucking security guard took like, I think it was like a wet floor, one of those big plastic.
Oh God!
Tried to fucking hit this guy on the way out.
Oh God!
But that just is a point to illustrate, like especially in LA, if you go in a public like a building, like a business right now, you should be putting one on anyway because out here the shit's just insane. You might be in there with two fucking homeless guys that just been fucking digging in each other's ass all day.
Well, dude, I can't imagine how many times I've been on like the bus and just smelled straight raw badussy up in the air, and it's like, it was like, man, I would
smell where it's like 2-week-old, where you just can't. It's that one stink, dude.
I mean, but it don't even be homeless people sometimes. It be just fucking funky ass regular people on there too, smelling like shit, getting off of work and shit. And it's like, bro, if I had a mask right now, thank God, you know what I'm saying? Like, put that joint right on your face.
Give that motherfucker a wipe. Just wipe.
I mean, but also, I mean, think about it. A lot of the times that you wind up catching colds and shit, you probably did catch it in the setting that they're telling you to wear the mask in. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even realize.
Always at work, dude. You work in
an school?
Office.
Yeah.
This is how it happens. You hear a cough and a sniffle, like way down the building or whatever. Eventually, it makes it to you, and like a week later, I got pneumonia like right before COVID became a thing last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that was from working in office. I haven't gotten sick at all.
Yeah,
like
man.
Your sister, dude. I usually get something because I work in an office, and that just hasn't happened. So
that's what I'm saying, man. So like to me, I was like, you making a good point. So like honestly, I don't understand why people are out here trying to get so rebellious and put these walls up. Because like I said, like it's so many laws that you can make an example of the same thing. Like you got to wear clothes when you go outside. You can't just walk down the street with your dick out, right? So like it's the same exact thing.
I've been fucking up. No wonder people have been looking at me weird then.
Yeah, well, hey man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. You better fucking follow them joints so you get caught. You know what I'm saying? Because like that ain't no joke. Like I've heard a story where a dude got locked up for being butt naked in his own house. Now he probably was doing some freaky shit, but they said they could see him in the window
or something. Though. He's probably touching himself at a window. So.
Yeah, he probably was doing some freaky shit. But even still, if that's what I'm saying, like if they can come in your house and be like, bro, you are inappropriately naked right now, then you can be inappropriately unmasked in public. You can't walk down the middle of the road in fucking traffic and just be like, hey, I'm just gonna block the street. Somebody go fucking be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
put your dick back in your pants.
You feel me? Like, it's
get
like
on the ground, put your dick away.
Yeah. Even homeless people know not to do that shit. Like you don't see homeless people walking around ass naked and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like they live out of the street.
Lethal weapon.
But yeah, I mean, bro, I just feel like to me the mask thing is such a minuscule thing, and like I said, I can understand the people trying to be like, it ain't doing nothing, it ain't helping or whatever. It's like, man, it might not. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, why not do it for yourself? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
it was
it's
like
nothing
a
else
vest.
for
It
yourself.
was like a whole thing you had to put on, and like even then I would say wear it, but it's not even that. You can carry the multiples of these in your pockets. Just have one in your fucking pocket and put it on, and then get in your car and be like, these dumb fucks. And then nobody knows that you're an idiot publicly. You can just be an idiot privately and be a cunt.
I mean, honestly, man, and with all the facial recognition technologies and shit, man.
That's what I'm saying. You can
like,
do dirt now. I can walk into a bank with a mask on. And allegedly, I have thought about things I remember capitalize. You know,
I remember when that shit happened, when it first started popping off. I went to the bank and I thought the same thing. I was in there. I was like, "Damn, dog, this is surreal right now. Like, how can you not feel like you're about to rob this place?"
Picture this: before COVID, you're walking near a bank, and right as you're getting to the front door, there's multiple dudes or women like tying a bandana around their face and about to walk in. You'd be like, oh shit.
Right. Crazy, dude. Or like anywhere, dude. You walk in the fucking, I remember, dude, like I used to work at Captain D's, and you would be closing at night, and somebody would run up on the window when the shit was already closed, and you was mopping the floor, you'd be like, oh God, please don't let us be getting robbed right now. Please don't let us be getting robbed.
Right.
Y'all still open? Like, hell no, go away. Get the fuck out of here.
There's
right
2
now.
minutes left, man. You gotta fry me up some fish real quick. Like, God
no.
damn it.
No, we wouldn't do that. Like, we would literally be closed already. And I'm saying, like, because you would have to still do like a last couple of little things, you know what I'm saying, before you had to lock the door. And it would just be like, bro, praying to God, just because like they had so many stories. It was like, no, we got robbed. Like, 6 months ago, it was some dude with some dreads came in here. Like, you be hearing the story. It's like, bro, please don't let this shit happen to me. I work 5 hours out the day here as a part-time job after school. I make $5 an hour. It's like, I'm not trying to get shot for this bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I remember
Bro, we
when I
really used to
worked
work
this
for
gas station
$5.25.
job. This lady got in trouble because it was like there was no way to rob them because you were in a glass box like in the middle of a bunch of pumps.
Yeah.
So and the way that you paid was like through like a drawer. So there's no way the glass was all bulletproof, I think.
Man, they
assume
just
it
told
was.
you that shit.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
what I
they
always
just-
used to joke about.
Hell yeah.
But somebody
yeah.
like came up and tried to do that to some old lady that worked at the gas station, and she was like, no. And like she got in trouble for that because they were like, you're supposed to just give away the money. And that's what I said. I was like, I would have just given them all that shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah, here, take it. Bye.
I can open the special part with the more money with the deposits.
Right,
Hold on one
right.
second. Let me
Like,
get that open.
Just
Don't
don't
kill my
shoot.
ass.
Yeah, just don't shoot me.
Kroger
Exactly.
can get paid again. I'm sure they're gonna get
Exactly.
that money back.
It's like, fuck this job at that point, dude. Like, they could fire me. Like they'd be like, you was too helpful to
Be
the
like, can I
motherfucker.
have
was
some
like,
of this? I'll help you rob if I can get like a percentage of this. I'll give
I'm
you
trying to
a
tell you, bro.
third.
I would tell the boss straight to their face. I'd be like, bro, it ain't no amount of money in this world I'm gonna let somebody shoot me for, dog. It's like I could have had $1 billion in this drawer. I would have gave them $1 billion and been like, take this shit, bro. Like, here, like, fuck y'all.
God,
Like, there ain't no way.
That criminal would have been jizzed himself as soon as he opened.
Now,
that
if it's
bag.
my money,
$1 billion.
Now, if it's my money, now we talking a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we out in the streets and I got $1 billion check in my pocket, are you trying to rob me? Like, oh yeah, I'll die for that shit. But if it's the company money, it ain't no way in hell I'm taking the L for their ass, bro. I won't even catch something about to fall off a shelf. Because that's how I got hurt working somewhere, dog. So it's like, fuck anything, dog. It's like anything even look mildly risky at a company. Like, hey, could you put the wet floor on? No, that floor looks slippery over there, dog. You might put somebody else over there. I might slip on my way putting the sign up.
Let me call my rep real quick and just make sure I could do that.
Hell yeah, I'm trying not to be getting in no risky situations, dog. Not for no company, hell no.
No,
for myself, maybe, but shit.
I mean, when I worked
life
for a
hard
pizza
enough.
place, we would just like they didn't make enough money. If they got robbed, it was like, okay, you lost like $100. Like,
yeah, it's
here,
like,
you
man,
want a bag of mozzarella cheese? Maybe this is
I mean, like, to me, that's such a stupid endeavor, anyways, to try to like run up in a spot and rob it unless you know they got cash you can actually get to. It's like, dude, you putting so much at risk nowadays where it's like you got your face out there and just your car, somebody will get your license plate. Like, it's so many different ways to get caught up doing that dumb shit where it's like, well, what I'm saying is what you're gonna wind up getting, like, at the most, you get what, $1,300, even if you got 13 grand. Like, okay, like that ain't enough money to fix all your problems in life. Now you gotta risk going to jail.
You walk into a Ralph's right now, you're gonna walk out with at least 10K in goods and maybe $100.
10K ain't nearly not enough to go to jail. Right.
Give me
like,
all the protein powder you can put in this motherfucker.
That shit ain't worth dying for, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. It's just like, you don't know what can happen, dog. That's the thing that's even crazier. Like, imagine you try to rob the grocery store and you get killed. Like, said super cop
God.
just pop up and shoot your ass, and then it's like, damn, at the Kroger, bro. You just get, it's like, damn, dog. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I mean, shoot, they out here shooting people for playing with toy guns and shit and fucking selling fake cigarettes or whatever. So I mean, shit, like, you get killed for anything, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
imagine that though. You just like walk the cart of goods you haven't paid for out, and then fucking
some sour cream,
tiny Lister runs out. Like, oh fuck.
Imagine it's not even that. Like, you see that, like, you going into the fucking Ralph's and then somebody running out with a loaf of bread. and just pop, 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 pop. And it's like, holy shit, dude.
You know, get on the ground.
Like, yo, hold up, man. Y'all could have shot me.
Yeah.
You
What
shoot
kind
this
of gun
motherfucker.
was that? Why you have a
Yeah.
Uzi? You're a
Yeah,
security
like what the
gun.
fuck? Like, what is going on here, man? Because, dude, I remember this dude I used to be my roommate in Atlanta told me this story that he seen the security guard at the mall get killed because they tried to rob the mail truck. This is what he told me. Like, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But supposedly, and I mean, this dude was from Atlanta, so like, he claims he was walking back from the train where we all did, and the mall is right where you was going there, and the school was down past the overpass. So it was probably like a solid like 1.75 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like about that, like not 2 miles, but right underneath 2 miles of walking that you had to get to this train station, right? So like everybody would do. You see students all the time. He said that he seen a mail truck pull up on the side of the mall, and you know how the mailman is. He just leave the truck running, go in, grab his shit, drop whatever he off, and then come right back. He said he did that, had the door open, and that some little dudes from around the way or whatever, jumped in the back and was starting to take mail out of it. And the security guard at the mall saw that, so he runs down and grabs one of the dudes off the back of the mail truck and yanks him off onto the ground and like throws him down like off the truck. And he said when he did it, the dude got up because I guess he went to go mess with the other guy. He said the dude got up and fucking pulled the gun out and shot the dude like 3-4 times. He said, yeah. Yeah, and like my roommate said he ain't stopped and talked to the police. He said he just went, just came home. Like after seeing that, like I'd have been like, damn, you didn't like try to call the police or nothing. He's like, man, there was enough people out there. I'm sure somebody had to call the cops. I was like, I feel you on that. I would have left too, but I mean, damn, you know what I'm saying? So like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if I could have identified someone, maybe later, like I might have hung around in the background and trying to, identify someone down the road and shit, but I ain't just gonna be like standing in the area where somebody just got shot. Like I'm definitely gonna leave, you know what I'm saying, and like get to safety first. But
damn,
yeah, that shit
like,
crazy, bro.
That's crazy because first of all, the mall cop, it's like you ain't even a postal worker, bruh. Fuck
bro, for
that.
what? Right?
You good?
Yeah, man.
Collect that
For
shit.
what?
You're not supposed to do shit
At the hoodest mall in America, too.
Yeah,
dude. Like I mean, like.
You can't do that,
like,
man.
yeah, it's like, come on, bro. It's like, this ain't worth it. But like, I seen another video of a guy in Atlanta that was the cop at, I think, the 5 Points Mall, which is like where all of the trains converge. So it's literally like, I've been at the 5 Point station before and seen a dude smoking crack, like hitting the crack pipe up in the air with just people walking by him on the sidewalk and on the other side of the bus. Yeah, on the other side of the bus, around the corner.
Bud.
Two cops on horses just literally at the other corner. He's on the other side of the bus, obscured from their vision, just getting high as hell. I was like, man, this is just America in a nutshell right
Dirty.
here. Yeah. But I remember like there's a video online of that guy. And dude, this dude was literally down there taking his baton and beating people's legs like that was like trying to steal in the mall and shit, like fucking them up like out in the street. I'm like, bro, you are a mall cop, dude. Like you think these people can't come back and know your shift 8 hours and be like, hey, all that shit you was talking, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like a mall cop, especially, that's one of those like jobs where you just get completely emasculated, bitched out constantly. People, some shitty kids. I did it. A mall cop tries to tell you to do some shit, and you just mouth off. But so
I would
maybe
only talk at that job if I had to. Like if I was a mall cop, only time I would speak is if they were like, "Hey, you got to go over there and get that person out of here." I'd be like, "Okay." I'm like, "Sir, please exit the vicinity." That's exactly how I be talking to everybody.
My bad.
Yeah, right. Let me go. Let me call the. I will call the authorities. Like that's all I would do. And I'm like, "Oh, he said he ain't leaving." So yeah, sorry.
I couldn't do that job because honestly, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be like, all this money's safe. Unless somebody gets killed, I'll see who did it and then I'll say something. Otherwise, running up on a guy, people desperate enough to rob a mail truck. You're just robbing mail. That's a complete lottery shoot right there.
Exactly. That shit could be a whole bunch of fucking pieces of junk mail.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been. Here's the real tragedy. Imagine he looked down as he's dying and realized those guys just in their desperate robbery of a mail truck, all they got were those value pack coupon envelopes. Like he just had a bunch of those.
Right. Bunch of fucking bunch of Tupperware or some shit.
Dude?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, like, and like I said, you don't work for the mail. You don't work like you barely work for the mall. Like you are hired by another company guaranteed to work at the mall. Like you don't work for the mall. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like just made no sense, dude. Like when that dude told me that story, I was like, a mall cop did this, bro? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, I just saw it. He's like, I was like, where was this at? He was like, right there on the corner, bro. He's like, where everybody walk by the spot. You know where the sandwich spot is? I was like, duh, you are lying. Like every time I even go by that spot from that point on, I would be like, this motherfucker said he saw the mall cop get killed right here. Like, are you serious? Like, it just blew my mind because like it was literally somewhere we went by on the daily, dog. So it's just like, you know, but it was stories like that all the time in Atlanta, bro. Where like, I mean, dude, I work for the train system, so I literally have been all over Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So like, the bus go in some neighborhoods sometimes. So like, I went on this one bus ride. They tried to beat up a pregnant girl. Like, dog, it was probably like 75 people came out these apartments to beat up this one pregnant girl, or to at least see this fight. Like, I don't know if they were gonna all jump this girl, but like the girl is at the bus stop. She gets on the bus. She's obviously pregnant. Or at least extremely overweight. But if she says she's pregnant, I'm gonna believe you because it's like, well, hey, it ain't my body. So yeah, cool. She gets on the bus, and then like all of a sudden, like I said, we see like about 75 people come running down this hill, and this little skinny light-skinned girl jumps up in the bus, and like for whatever reason, I guess this bus had to sit there, or I don't know, like the bus driver was not taking off. Maybe he thought if he was gonna get on the bus too, and it was gonna be just all love. But me, if I had been a bus driver, I would have fucking shut that door right in all the motherfuckers' faces and been like, hold up. If you ain't going where this bus route going, you ain't get your ass. Like, you ain't getting on this motherfucker. Like, I would have shut that down real quick. But
lock that shit up. Like, put on the window. Hey, everybody, we're about to just plow through this.
Yeah, like hell yeah. I would have definitely not let that shit happen. So, but like the way it worked was you would always work with another person. So I was working with this older lady, like she was probably like in her 50s and shit. She was like a nice lady. Like kind of like a mom type vibe, you know what I'm saying? But like she was like a old black lady that wore like colored wigs, you know what I'm saying? So like just if you just want to get a picture of what that person looks like, she had like glasses and shit, just to paint the picture. The bus driver had a jury curl. I do remember that, which was hilarious too. But so like we on the bus and like so this happens. The light-skinned girl gets on and she's like, "Get your ass off the bus, bitch. I'm finna beat your ass or whatever." And it's like this tall ass dude that's there as well, and he's like huge. Like this dude is probably like about 6'4", like he your height or more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's standing over top of everybody in this crowd. There's so many people in the doorway of the bus. The bus driver can't leave at this point, right? So like this girl is bouncing around on her toes. She barely touching the ground, trying to fight this chick, and she says. The girl quietly says, "I'm pregnant. I can't fight nobody right now." And so the big guy that's there hears this and he says, "Oh, you really pregnant?" And it's like, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? It's like, so he looks at the little skinny girl and he's like, "I can't let you fight no pregnant girl like this, yo. So we got to just chill." So then everybody gets off the bus. The girl that wanted to fight punches the glass on the bus, dog, and breaks it. Like, doesn't break it through, but like it cracks. Like the big windows in the bus. She punched one of those, and literally all of the glass fractures. So like
one like on the front of the bus.
Yes, the one that wanted to fight punches the glass from the outside, and literally the glass fractures, dog. Like shatters in every corner of the glass, and I'm just looking like, oh my god, like this shit is crazy. But like. Well, I brought that lady up because, like, before, like, when all this was happening, she walks through all these people to get to the front of the bus and tells the bus driver, like, "Yo, you got to do something, man. Like, what the fuck you doing?" Like,
help,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally in the back of the bus, like, watching this shit, like, oh my god, dog. Like, I just want to go home, man. Like, I have no desire to be involved in any of this shit. But yeah, so like. Old girl punches the glass.
World Star, because you could have at least gotten some views.
I didn't have a cell phone like that back in them days where you could be, you know, doing that. But that was World Star, height of World Star moment, dog. Like, oh man, hell yeah, I would have been a superstar had I got that shit on video. But yeah, I just remember being out there, dog, and so many times where it was just like, bro, this world is funny as hell.
But once again, that's kind of why I sort of. It was like in LA when we were out here struggling so much. Sometimes you'd be on a bus with somebody and just be like, I ain't that bad. You know, it's almost like you get on there sometimes just be like, get a reality check, you know? Because I mean,
bro, I used to go in there.
It was like, sometimes you just see people with like, I remember one time, I forget where this was. Maybe it wasn't even on a bus. It was waiting for a bus, but we saw this guy with like a wound on his leg that was just like, it looked like some shit, like his leg was eating itself, bro. And this guy was
Oh my
just
God.
out there, dude. It was so fucking
Yeah.
crazy. I don't even remember. It was in the valley. I know that, but I think
Yeah.
I was waiting for a bus.
Bro, I remember one time I seen this Mexican dude get off the bus in Atlanta, and like he literally had a stick, dog, like a branch off a tree. And this motherfucker was trying to like get his foot down slowly and gently enough so he could get off the bus, right? So like I see this man doing this, and this is probably like it's mad people behind him being like, if this motherfucker don't hurry the fuck up, right? So I like go over to the dude, and like this guy is like, he obviously was like working somewhere or something. So I like try to help him down, and I'm like, bruh. Like I help him get off the bus and get up over on the curb, and I'm like, bro, are you all right? Like, oh, what the fuck happened to your leg? Like, bro, this dude's foot was like so big around. Like, I ain't never seen somebody.
Oh God,
It was so fucking. That dude probably can't walk no more, dog. Cause like he literally is like
so bad, dude. My foot used to swell recently. I've had that problem, not like that, but
I think he broke his leg, is what it was, dog. Like, yeah, I think he had fell off something or something. Cause like he was trying to get to what's called Dunwoody Hospital Station, and like it's a station, but it's also like a hospital attached to it. But you gotta like walk to get to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So like he's sitting there, he can't speak English, and he's like Dunwoody. And I'm like, bro, I don't really even know how to tell you how to get to this hospital, dog. Like in a way you're gonna understand. I was like, you need a cell phone? I was like, you need to call somebody? He was like, yes. So like I let him use my phone, dog. And like he's on the phone talking to Spanish to someone, and I was like, bro, I hope the guy, this person told him how to get to this hospital, dog. But like he probably would have had to crawl up there, dude. Like literally I should have picked him up and took him up there, bro. Like looking back on it, because like, bro, that dude was down bad, bro.
That's
like, I mean, I had to go to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't really be getting caught up in that shit at the time, but you know, that shit was fucked up. Yeah.
It's hard to do that, dude. The only time I ever did that, there was a lady they always used to, when I was jogging on Woodley. It was like Woodley and Sherman Way. There's like a burger joint at that intersection.
Yeah.
But and there's a Toys R Us, or was like right across the street, I think. And just a blind lady. And this bitch, I mean, it was like clockwork. Even if my day changed, like the schedule in which I got there changed, she was always at this one corner, and she would just like wait, I guess, for somebody to ask to help her. But finally, I was like, I used to pass by her and be like, not my problem. But one day I was just like, I can't do this no more. So I helped her. But I was like, do you know where you're at? And she's like, she knew the intersection, but she's like, I have to wait for somebody like you to help me. And I was like, well, I gotta go, and I left, and I was just thinking, like, how terrifying would that be to be fucking blind walking around LA, period. I mean, Jesus fucking.
She didn't have like a cane or nothing?
She had the cane, but I was like, she was just like she would just wait at an intersection. I don't know if she didn't have as good a hearing and couldn't figure it out,
I don't know. I'm sure it's probably tough, because like if the intersection is really big, especially like the ground isn't flat in LA, you know what I'm saying? Like you could fall, and like you gotta like kind of stick to a certain way so you can find that little ramp, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how they kind of locate. Cause I've seen another guy, like me and you was together one time. It was like a tall dude that you would see around, and he would be blind, and you would see him and be like, yo, you need some help? And he'd be like, no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that guy, because I was like, damn, I fucking feel like shit now. Sorry.
Yeah, but he was like, no. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I just was making sure, dog, because like we was at a busy intersection, but he could find that spot, and then he could walk straight. But maybe when you're older, like I said, whatever, maybe she's had a hard time like staying in the path of the walkway, because if you get out of that shit, you can walk into traffic, you know what I'm saying? So I get being afraid to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Just being blind, like I know this is like the dumbest pothead thing to say, but just being blind, period, is to think of what that would be like is just insane.
I mean, I would rather so many other things happen to me than they go blind first, because that's really scary. Yeah. But like, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of bad things that can happen to a person that you got to just deal with, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but then again, there's some people that deal with that shit, and it's like Stevie Wonder and shit. It's like he can just do his thing and be blind. I mean, some people like blind conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean, like people that are in wheelchairs, like people that are in wheelchairs and stuff. I mean, like that to me is always like somebody that I admire, because it's like, damn, bro, like I know that shit got to be tough. Where it's like you have legs that don't do nothing.
Yeah,
you just gotta just tote them shits around. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally see other people just bouncing around and walking up the stairs and doing a whole bunch of shit, and it's just like, damn, dog, like if I hadn't fell off that thing or you know what I'm saying, gotten shot. Like, dude, the one time I seen this shit that was really crazy, it was on this racing show. This kid was paralyzed. He said he wasn't drunk, nothing, just fell down some steps one time by accident and broke like every bone in his lower half pretty much and just could not walk no more, dog. And like, cause he was just like, if you saw him, he was like a bony little kind of frail kid anyways, but just like took one misstep, dog, and just could never walk again. And I'm like, dog, that's crazy. I could see being drunk and like, you know, got in a car wreck, got shot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like any of those, at least it's like a story where it's like, damn, you know, something extreme happened. It's like literally like, dog, like my foot slipped in the dark and like I just got fucked up. It's like I couldn't even, you know.
God, if they
couldn't catch myself.
That one would be hard. Like at least it sounds fucked up, but at least if there's a reason.
Right.
Like,
you could kind of deal with that, yeah.
You know, but if it's just like a freak accident like that, especially with like something so fucking just dumb that everyone does, where you just like accidentally slip and fall. I mean, I've fallen down and upstairs before. It's like, imagine if you just fucking can't walk away from it. You're like, oh,
right.
Shit.
Right. I mean, dude, think about
what I worry about. I think my bones are brittle. I worry if I actually try to overdo, like play basketball and fall down, like I'm just gonna shatter to fucking pieces.
Bro, remember when you were a kid and you used to tempt fate? It's like you look back on those moments where it's like, bro,
God, dude.
Like, man, oh, dude. I remember one time we used to have this staircase, this really narrow staircase. We had like a 3-story house, and the top story was kind of like a play area for us and shit. And like my little sister actually fell out that window one time and survived, which is crazy, like story in itself too. She like fell out the window backwards, and it was like a little like part that stuck out the house. She fell 2 stories down there, landed on that. I'm in my room playing video games. I heard her slide down that shit. And then she lands on top of the truck that had just recently broke down like maybe 2 weeks ago and had been parked in that spot, lands on the roof of this truck. So it like another 6 feet from off of that, like falls out the window, and then doesn't really hurt herself at all. Like I think she like maybe had like a hairline fracture in her wrist, but then she jumped off the roof of the truck after landing on the truck and broke her foot. So she had to be in a cast with that. And that's all that happened to her. Like she literally like, my mom goes up to the top floor, looks out the window, doesn't see anybody. She walks away, comes in the front door. Like my mom looked out the window and like blood curdling scream is like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? But like literally like something that you could never even imagine is possible. You know what I'm saying? Like not even a fracture. And then you hear something like that kid and it's like, can't walk no more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dog, I ain't never tell you that story that my sister fell out the window.
I think you did, but I don't know.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
So wait,
bro.
It was a 2nd-story window.
No, this was a 3rd-story window, bro. Like in an old.
You realize that exactly? Do you know who Eric Clapton is?
Nah, not really. I mean, I know the name, but I don't know. Like,
he's a guitar player.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, he was in.
Yeah,
his daughter, like he had a baby. That's exactly what happened. He was like playing. It fell out the window and it died. Like that exact thing happened. But see, did you ever watch Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
You know the Domino character in that her power is luck.
Yeah.
That's basically what I think you just saw.
Well,
you know?
I mean, what kind of happened in her favor was she didn't take like a straight direct fall to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So like she hit other things on the way down. And also like she was maybe like, I want to say just like 10 or 11 at the most, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I was like 12 or 13 around that time, like right in that age. So she had like, maybe I was right at 11. So she had to be right in that too. But I feel like when you're that age as a kid, your bones are kind of like bouncy, you know what I'm saying? Like you still got like elasticity in your body a little bit where you can maybe take a fall like that and it ain't gonna like be as like much as like an old person that's more brittle, you know what I'm saying? Like, so she kind of like absorbed it almost, you know what I mean? Being like light and young versus like being someone our size, that weight, we would have died. You know what I'm saying? Like even the fall she took, we would have.
I know your mom was like, thank God. Like
dude,
the
like,
amount of relief that you see, at least she was walking, like was able to actually come in and be like, hey, I'm hurt. Like,
then you have to
God,
like,
you're hurt. That's
bro,
it.
like they literally immediately rush her to the hospital, but then I'm sure you have to deal with the fear of like, these people are going to think that I'm a terrible parent because I let my kid fall out a window now.
I think my mom said that whenever, because there was like a period of time when I was young where I think it was like a 2-week period. I went to the emergency room twice to get stitches.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like two. It was one, I fell off a bike and it just tore my knee up real bad, and the
Yeah.
other, my grandma's dog like bit me right on the lip.
Yeah.
But I remember the doctor was like, "Hey," it was the same doctor. It's like that's such a small town. Even the doctor was like, "Geez, are you like, what's going on here?"
No, I think they know at the hospital. They'd be like, man, kids be doing all types of crazy ass shit.
Oh,
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? Like, I'm sure
even
they
if
know.
I just kept it to college years, the amount of times I should be dead or in jail just off being dumb as fuck
Right.
is in the. When I talk to my friends from college, and we talk, like, they remind me of shit that we did that I forgot for obvious reasons.
Right.
It's like, geez, I'm not proud of what you just told me, and I'm just thankful that I'm still here and alive and free.
Well, you know what that is? That's honestly, to me, like a sign that like you knew good people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you still did make good choices even doing it fucked up shit. Cause like if you had been around fucked up people, I feel like shit bad more could have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cause like
for sure.
you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
bro, like, I remember being in college, dude, and like literally like one time our homie drove us from a party at Emory back home. And I felt like everybody in the car was asleep. Like I remember waking up like mid-drive, seeing my dude, listening to music, just safely driving us home and being like, man, we gonna be all right. And I just fell back asleep.
Yeah.
It was like thinking back on that moment in my mind now, it's like, dog, you should never do no shit like that. He was just as fucked up as all of us was, bro. Like he had the ENJ bottle. Like, what the fuck was you thinking?
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Was
It's like,
blacked out.
right. It's just like, but he was like, he's a good person. He's like, that's
Dude.
on me to get everybody home. So he just pulled that move. It's like, man, good looking out.
You want to talk about dangerous blackout? I'm not going to get into the particulars of who and what, but at this one place I lived, we lived in it was basically a house that was turned into a duplex apartment. The lower half was an apartment, and then they created this rickety ass staircase to get up to the upper apartment, and it was really rickety, but it was like a long one up, then a short one that had a real high incline up to like this platform where the door was. And we were out there one night fucked up, and this dude, we were sitting there, and I smoked cigarettes at the time, and I was smoking a cigarette, and we were fucked up. I'm not going to talk about what, but, and I look over, I was like looking at something, I think maybe just because we were like, there was trees that overhung the deck or whatever you want to call it. So I was just like fucked up looking at that. And I look back over, and my dude is just like, I don't know if he blacked out, but he passed out and he's falling. But there's no railing really to keep you on this thing. And he falls. I mean, he's blacked out, and the incline is bad. Like he fell. So I saw him blacking out. He's not falling the right way. He's blacking out the wrong way and rolling over. He rolls over, rolls off the deck. And instead, there are ways he could have fallen where it would have been more ideal. He fell as far as you could fall and landed face first. I literally reached out to try to grab him, couldn't grab him. And all I heard was poof. And I was expecting, like, he's dead. Like, he's either dead or paralyzed. He got up. He had a huge bruise on his face. Like Tommy Boy, like when he gets hit with the board.
Right here. Not here or here so much, but right here.
Nope. Ship shape.
He had the biggest bruise, his whole fucking side of his face forever. But I just remember thinking, one, I guess being blacked out and, like you said, sort of having a rubberiness to your body and not sort of bracing for anything might have saved your life. But dude, I'm telling you, if it was not 10 feet, it was 8 feet.
That's what I'm saying,
on
man.
your face, dude. Maximum velocity right on the fucking face. I'm telling you.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, bro, like any of those things, though, we used to do when we was little, man. Like, we used to fucking like play football with no pads and shit, you know what I'm saying? And be like taking the wheels off our skateboard and sliding down hills and the fences, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. All that crazy. Just even that, like sledding, and I've slowed. I went right into like, in the subdivision I lived in Ohio, we had fences, and most of the fences had like this sort of, it was wood, but in between all the wood was just like a wire, like a small wire thing, just to sort of keep dogs from going into other yards and stuff.
Yeah.
And we just decided to slide down this one kid's backyard, and I slid, and the wire wasn't there. I was expecting it to be there, but it was broken, and I slid through it, and literally, dude, fucking my head hit the board, and then as I went under the shit, like wire cut me so deep on, like cut into my neck, bro.
Oh my god.
Like if it would have gone much deeper, I would have been like,
oh my god.
Fucking, and we were sledding, you know.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, we just out here just like, I don't, you know, I can't see everything.
My mom's just like, why did I?
Right. Like then you just like as a kid, like you can't even be worried about being hurt because it's like, well, I'm not dead. Now I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I used to climb this tree in my old babysitter's house in Pennsylvania, and I remember you got up to the certain point, and it was like the babysitter just, I guess I mean she'd been doing it for a while, so this was like the area you played in. It had some like just like, you know, swings and shit, but this tree, like other people had tried to climb this tree, so there was this part where you got pretty far up where the branch, it was really small. I still remember this because it was terrifying to me, but it was sort of broken off. It was seemed really sturdy, but it was worn down. Like it was really smooth. It didn't have any tree bark on it or anything.
Yeah.
But I was fucking, I don't know what happened, but it was basically you jumped, grabbed that, and you had to sort of like swing to this other branch. But this was like 10 feet in above the ground.
Yeah.
And I was just like being cocky as a young kid. And I was probably like 7. And I only grabbed like with my left hand, and my right hand, I grabbed the end of it, but it was like jagged. So I like went, and I just fell on my back, probably 10 feet in the air, onto a ground that all around the tree was just the exposed like roots, like those really hard knobby roots you see in trees sometimes. Fucked up, wind knocked out of me. They had to call I couldn't get up because I was, you know, like when you used to get the wind knocked out of you, you'd sort of like panic a little bit. You'd be like, and they brought like the babysitter out. But dude, I remember just thinking about that even as a little kid, and thinking about it now, I was like, I could have fallen on some shit and like broken my back, you know, just fucking around for no reason. There was absolutely no reason I should have been doing some Batman shit at 10 feet above the ground.
Like that's the thing that's funny about those things. It's like then you look back on it, it's like, what was I doing? Like it's almost like if you ever look at them cat videos, you just see like a cat just like eyeballing a jump, and like it's like you look at what it's trying to do, and it's like the cat is trying to jump across the counter into the cabinet, like, but if it jumps into the cabinet, it's gonna hit the cabinet. Like there's nowhere for the cat to go. It's like, what is it doing? And then you see it just keep eyeballing it, and the joint finally jumps, and it does exactly that, and you're like, what the fuck was that? It's like, I used to do, like, you do shit like that when you were a kid, bro. When you look back on it, it's like, I was gonna jump on that branch and then do what exactly? Like nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who do I think I am? Like, dog, check this out. I did this. Like, and I'm sure we've all played this game where you try to jump down as many stairs as you can. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's also the above landing in front of you. So like, if you jump too high, too far, you're gonna hit your head. You know what I'm saying? Like on the doorway, basically. So like, I was doing that. And bro, like I had basically almost jumped the entire staircase. Like I was probably about like 14 at this point. And like it was getting to the point where like on the last step, I was like trying to angle my jump. And then at the last second, I was dipping my head like this and like jumping out into the hallway and like making the landing, right? So like I did this. And like I think my little sister was watching me, if I remember.
It's like I can control my body.
Like literally, yeah. Like thinking like I'm the shit. So like the final chapter is to, you know, jump the last step basically. So I get to the top of the stairs and line it up and like got way too much speed and jumped way too fucking high off these stairs, right? Bro, fucking whole head, boom, just straight up like blow, full contact against the doorway, and like enough force to where my body is full in the air, feet out, and like I just land flat on my back, like you said, blow into the hallway. And then, like, it was to the point where like all I could do though was just sit there and laugh because it's just like, yeah, like what did you think was gonna happen, dog? Like, that's all I did. Like I just sat there and laughed and just was hurt just on the floor for like 5 minutes, just like, and secretly laughing at myself. It's like, yeah, I mean, you weren't gonna win that game. What'd you think?
Dude, I remember this is the last potential death injury that I saw that we all share as a kid, but this one scared me and was also so fucking funny. We were doing this kid we knew that we didn't like had a trampoline in our neighborhood. He got like a big ass, like nice trampoline.
Yeah.
So we did not like this kid. I can't even remember his name, but we did not like the kid. Trampoline, we would let him hang and we would go use the trampoline. And at the time we liked to play this game where one person got on the trampoline and would jump and everyone else would take like, he had a bunch, I think his mom might've been a gym teacher or something, but he had like mad dodgeballs.
Yeah.
The real legit like red rubber dodgeballs. So one person would jump and everyone else would surround him and you'd try to peg him with the ball and whoever hit him first. I think we did it one at a time because it seems insane that you would be dodging multiple balls, but whatever the game was, you tried to hit this kid while he was jumping. So again, we didn't like the kid, whatever. I was not part of this plan. I had no part of it other than to see it and laugh a little bit when it happened, but
you definitely laughed.
I laughed like a motherfucker. But so he gets up, his turn to jump, and we're throwing balls just like normal. Well, somebody got just a golf ball.
Oh damn.
Which now it's like holy fuck. But they said at the time they were trying to hit him in the balls. Okay, so just know that. But anyway, somebody throws the fucking dodgeball and he dodges it. Somebody throws the fucking golf ball. I guess at his nuts, it pegs him dead. Like if this was a sniper shot, perfect sniper shot. He goes back. I don't know if it was just like him lining up and getting hit with it when he was like about to bounce, but whatever the case, he bounces off backwards and hits the edge of like the metal edge of the trampoline dead center on his bed, like folds him in half the wrong way, basically. Falls off and he's just like, oh my God. Like weird noise. He gets up, the blood. Like again, it looked like he was shot in the head, just blood coming down. And I mean, I did laugh, but dude, that was one of those. We thought he was gonna die because he was like couldn't like move. He's like, dude.
Oh man.
I was like, dude, what the fuck? And the kid that did it got mad. Like he became like a neighborhood pariah at that point.
Yeah, I don't know why boys do that to each other, man. Like, especially as that one kid that for whatever reason, like, it let people hit him. Cause like, I just would never let nobody my age fuck with me like that, bro. Like,
hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hell
yeah.
No.
Like, bro, like I remember this is the last story I got for you, and that's just to bring this up. But like, we were on a church trip in Jamaica, dog, and like we're going up Duns Rivers Falls, which is like a waterfall. But the part of the fun is like the water's warm. It's like surrounded by these beautiful trees. The water's all clear, so it's different levels to it, and you can climb up it and like or go on the side and go up around or whatever to like different like wading pools of a waterfall. Like it's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? So like. We're going up this thing, and like they used to play this game at church. I never played it with them, where they would slap each other in the balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that game dudes be doing that shit where they catch you like not looking or whatever. But like this one
check.
kid,
You gotta give a nut check every once in a while.
I ain't used to play no nut check with nobody. I think they just knew I was crazy enough to fucking.
We did all that shit, touching
bro.
You know, all that.
We used to slap each other on the back of the neck and stuff, and like play the circle game and all of that. And, like, but I like if you hit me in my balls, we was fighting. So like I think they just knew not to fuck with me like that. But whatever reason, dog, this one kid that was in our church, son of one of the pastors, as this other kid is coming up, this kid, like where this rock was, you had to take like a big step up to like get over to the next level of this waterfall. Like I had just crossed over it, and I just all of a sudden hear, like behind me, right? This dude slapped this kid in the nuts, like backhand slapped him in the balls as he's stepping up onto that big rock. And like, dude, he has on swimming trunks. It's like, dog, that was dirty as fuck. Cause like, I turn around and don't see that kid anymore, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? He's like, oh, I just slapped so and so on the balls right there. And this dude gets up,
He's dead now. Keep going.
Like, it's like he wasn't even like wet. Like we had just really started on the journey up the waterfall. So like this dude literally just got fully submerged in this water, like from getting his balls slapped, like in front of a whole bunch of people that won't even know. Like it's other people there, it's tourists, all this shit. Like this dude is pissed off. He is so mad wanting to fight this kid. And like obviously we're on a church trip, so like he can't. So it just de-escalates or whatever. And I'm just in my mind, like I looked at the kid that did it, I was like, why did you do that, man? And he was like, just cuz. Like, he's walked off like totally unaffected.
Guys like the bomber clad nut shot, man.
like legitimately, dude. Like it was like that shit was fucking lowbrow as fuck, dog. It's like, man, you hit this nigga in his balls.
Man, lowbrow. Come on, man. A nut shot, a perfectly timed nut shut can it's comedic.
Oh man. That shit was dirty pool, man. Like you gotta give a man an opportunity to defend himself a little bit on the nuts. Like this dude literally is looking to put his footing up on a wet boulder, like trying to make sure he don't break his neck. You were gonna
say like, and then he fell 3 stories into some rocks before he fell into the fucking...
Nah, like legitimately he just fell back into the pool, but like, bro, like he got up and he looked like the creature from the Black Lagoon, dog. Like he was so mad. Like he was like, dog. I looked at the dude, I was like, bro, you slapped him in the balls right there. And I was like, that's fucked up, man.
Dude,
like,
I remember one time a kid got a nut shot in high school that made him puke like almost immediately. It was so I mean, there's levels to the game, but
bro. I remember we said this kid that we used to go to lunch with that was like extremely overweight, dog. But everybody loved this dude because he was just funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? But like this guy runs up on this kid one day that we all knew this kid too, but he wasn't like really our friend like that. But Ray runs up on the big kid from behind, and I've never seen anybody do this move except for this guy to this day. He chokes this kid out, and like to the point where this dude is about to black out, and like I literally had to like stop. Like I made him stop, but like the way he did it was he runs up and like starts choking this dude. And at first, like I was letting it go because I thought they were just playing, but like then he like took his knees and hung from this guy's neck and went in the air, took both his knees and like jammed him into the back of that guy's knee so he would fall down on his legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen anybody do that before? Like,
I mean,
choke somebody out and
like fucking
clip their
UFC.
knee. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like he literally like hung from this kid's neck and like clipped his knees out from under him with his knees. And so like this guy falls down like all his weight into the floor. And like that's why I was like, yo, dog. Like I pushed him. I was like, yo, stop that shit, man. Like, you about to black out. Like, what the fuck? And like then the big kid has to like
this
play
was
it
a
off.
joke.
Like, I don't know what the fuck they was doing, dog. Because like I said, I barely knew this kid. Like I knew the big dude because I would eat lunch with him, but I barely knew the other kid that well. So like I figured maybe he knew it from another class or something because this was high school and like you got class with other
like, no, that motherfucker killed my brother. Hold on, I'm killing this dude.
Like,
help me.
Yeah, no, like literally, like he gets up and like the big dude has to now like play it off like and laugh. He's like, oh yeah, you got me on that one or something or whatever the fuck. And I was like, dog.
So wait, the big dude was the guy getting choked.
Yeah, because like he wasn't like big, like tall. He was big, like overweight. You know what I'm saying? Like, like in a not funny way. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, dog. Like that dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
more than Chris Farley.
Yeah, no, like seriously though, like you know what I mean? Where it's like, no, like that dude has like a health issue, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't really even funny to make fun of that kid, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. But like he was my friend though, you know what I'm saying? Like I went to middle school with that kid, all of that, you know what I'm saying? And like, dude, that dude,
I was fat. You would have been my friend.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, but I was just like, bro, like what the fuck is you doing, man? Like, and I pushed them off, and like I said, they got up like laughing about that shit, kind of, and I was like, dog, I would have beat this dude fucking ass the second I got clarity back.
That's when fat rage is when, like, because one time
something
happened to me where a kid was bullying me, and the rage beast took over young Matt, and I like literally like grabbed the dude by the throat and just like choked his ass and watched him like bitch out in front of me and just like, but I was like embarrassed that I did it, so it was just a weird moment. But yeah, he should have fat raged out and just fucking choked that guy to death, or not to death, but to near death.
Man, you know what's fucked up is I remember I used to get bullied and bully kids. Like looking back on my,
I did that too. Though.
You know what I mean? Like it's
classic
crazy
behavior, dude. It's like you're avoiding getting it, so you give it out.
Yeah, dude. And then what's even crazier though is the kid we used to kind of bully. We used to think he was a bully though. Like it was weird. Like we had a weird dynamic on our school bus though. But that's really what it is. You ride a public school bus, just know your kids are at risk if they ride this bus to school. Like they're gonna see some shit, they're gonna hear some shit. It's some shit gonna go down on that bus. Like in the classroom, they pretty cool for the most part.
I remember fifth
on that
grade,
bus.
First day when I moved to Ohio, like my first day at a new school, getting picked up by the bus, that was one of the most terrifying days of I was like,
oh dude,
oh god, these fucking savage.
Right. Straight up, dog. Like my bus was even worse because like I remember like my first day of school, like the neighborhood kids, like we kind of all knew each other, but like it was really the first time like, riding the bus with everybody where you get to see how these kids really was and shit. I remember we used to drop these one kids off this stop where it was just like, yo, y'all motherfuckers live 3 blocks away from me, that I ain't never coming down this bitch. Like, I'm just gonna let it be known. It's like I ain't never coming to y'all house to hang out. It's like I don't even want to walk down that street. Like straight up, it's like, yeah, it's like y'all wild over here, bro. And like literally, it's like I live on 54th Street. It's like these kids live on like 48th Street or something. You know what I mean? Like literally like 5 blocks the other way. And it was like, bro, y'all bad over there. Like y'all mean. Like, y'all bad.
Just avoid that block.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I think we'd have told enough happy time tales and all that, and got on some conspiracy shits and whatnot and all that.
Yeah, just don't, just try not to die, guys, because we've all been there. So
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's consequences to every action.
Don't nut shot a motherfucker, or Aaron will fucking bitch slap you.
No cheap nut shots out here, people. Keep it real. 100.
Only approved nut shots, please.
Yeah, man.
Well, it was good talking to you, Aaron. And we did not do an intro, so this is episode 45, man. We're closing in.
Yeah,
We're
man.
7 weeks away from doing this a full year. So congratulations to you, you stud.
No, well, that's all your hard work, man. Good job, you and your producer.
Yeah, well, she's talking shit. I mean, she's ready to get on the 52nd episode and just start talking mad shit. So good luck.
All right, cool.
All right, man. Well, it's good talking to you. We'll talk to everybody next week. Thanks for listening. Check out all the old episodes on all the available platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the others. Check out YouTube. Check out Aaron's Tinder page.
Oh, God.
All
right, y'all.
We'll see you next week. Peace.
Ugh.
Shut up, bitch!